Siamo nel Getsemani, nella grotta.
We are here in Gethsemane at the grotto, also referred to as the Apostles' Cave or the Betrayal Grotto. This is the oil mill that comes from the Aramaic and Hebrew Gad Shemanim. Jesus comes here often.
Qui Gesù viene spesso, qui era solito venire. Visitare questi luoghi per noi.
Visiting these places for us is a bit like walking on tiptoe in these areas and on this rock that has been filled with so many prayers and the visits of so many pilgrims for more than 2,000 years.
Più di 2000 anni fa. Dovremmo in qualche modo essere come Mosè, che
We should in some ways be like Moses. We must take off our shoes and enter barefoot into this place because the Gospels tell us that this is the place where the Lord used to come.
il Signore era solito venire. E dunque questo è il luogo.
So this is the place where Jesus spends his time. This is the place where Jesus lives out his day-to-day life. This is the place where Jesus sleeps, rests, and lives out the informality of his life, but this is especially the place where he lives out his passion.
La sua passione.
And from the grotto you can get to this garden here, which is just a few steps away.
E l'Evangelista racconta
And the evangelist tells us how Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him and brought them here to this garden among these olive trees. We must find a way to listen to these things that still bear witness to that request that the apostles heard. Remain here and keep watch with me.
Restate qui e vegliate con me. E qui accade qualcosa di strano. Gesù si avvicina agli apostoli
And something strange happens here. Jesus approaches the apostles and is transfigured. The Master, the one who healed the blind, the one who raised Lazarus, now is suffering and is in distress. He is sad, and everyone notices it, and he almost shows the need for the closeness of other people.
è in angoscia, è triste e tutti quanti lo notano. E si dimostra quasi bisognoso di una vicinanza.
It is the time of trial and the time of temptation. It is the time when the evangelist said it was night
Era
time.
notte. Ed è proprio qui, in questo giardino, in
And right here in this very garden where Jesus comes and goes, where he moves a stone's throw away from the apostles, as the evangelist tells us, asking them to be close to him in prayer, and he seems to feel within himself the weakness of being fully human, stating that the flesh is weak and the spirit is willing. Pray lest you enter into temptation.
Pregate per non entrare in tentazione. E per ben 2 volte
And twice he comes and goes and comes back again a third time. The third time, in a respectful silence, he finds his apostles sleeping.
in un silenzio rispettoso trova i suoi che dormono. Li lascia
He leaves them and goes away again to pray. Something that still moves people today and that tells us about Jesus' actions alone in that affectionate prayer to the Father.
con il Padre. E dal giardino ci troviamo non molto lontano, un tiro di sasso, qui
And from the garden we are just a stone's throw away here to come see this rock. It is this rock that tells us about Jesus' coming here, and it tells us about his prayer to the Father, and it was an intense prayer. Here the evangelists tell us that Jesus enters into the fight to the point that his sweat became like drops of blood falling to the ground. Here Jesus gives all of himself to the Father. Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Still, not my will, but yours be done.
Al Padre, Padre, non sia fatta la mia ma la tua volontà, e consegna tutto se stesso all'umanità. Ecco dunque che qui il Getsemani è il memoriale della passione del
This is
Signore.
how Gethsemane has become the memorial of the Lord's Passion, the place where Jesus spent his offering up of himself, and the place where he offers himself and his suffering lovingly.
Ed è proprio qui che la liturgia esprime solennemente
And it is here that the liturgy solemnly expresses everything that happened. The deacon, while singing the Passion that talks about the Lord's sweat of blood, takes the gospel and places it on this rock and kisses the rock and then goes back to singing.
bacia la roccia e poi ritorna a cantare. In questo luogo in cui il Signore ha offerto se stesso,
In this place where the Lord offered himself, in this place where his prayer became passion, in this place where he abandoned everything of himself, he offered himself up. Why do we need to kiss this rock? Because he kissed all of humanity once and for all.
Lui ha baciato una volta per sempre la nostra umanità.